My name is Jose Sulaiman, and I'm the president of the World Boxing Council. The audiovisual presentation that you are going to see carries the first intent ever of one of the most difficult tasks that we can have: the establishing of a scoring system for boxing. It has the experience, the know-how of most of the greatest judges of the last quarter century. We would like, for the sake of justice and uniformity, to establish a system so that the winner in the ring is the winner in the cards, regardless of where the fight takes place. I beg you to bear with us, to study it thoroughly, and to come forward with whatever recommendation for the sake of improvement, safety, justice, and uniformity. Thank you.
To attempt to show in this program how to score a boxing contest is one of the most difficult tasks. There are many styles and perceptions of boxing, like classic, punches, cuties, clean, dirty, tough, ruthless, aggressive, etc., that please the boxing fans and judges in the different countries of the world. Boxing judges also are self-taught. They have little or no judging school and simply score as they see it, which is their rationale in explaining their scorecards. There are others who are extremely confused by judging instructions received from commissioners that sometimes have no basis in technicalities or fundamentals. The WBC, however, wants to bring uniformity in scoring and determine some objectivity within the subjectivity of the sport of boxing. The WBC also wants to establish a boxing scoring system and a program with specific criteria in search of fairness, uniformity, technical rationale, and justice, regardless of the styles of the boxers, the nationalities of the boxers, and the nations where the boxers fight for a WBC world title, even when no foolproof, all-inclusive manner of scoring can be established. A judge, whether male or female, must wear the WBC uniform in WBC bouts with dignity and pride, and must always be clean and well-groomed. 1. Black tuxedo suit with the WBC logo. 2. WBC light green shirt. 3. Black bow tie. 4. Black shoes, preferably with anti-slipping rubber soles. 5. In extreme heat, judges may remove their jackets, but they must all wear the same uniform with the WBC logo. A judge and a referee must always work for a healthy mind in a healthy body. A. Medical examinations must be taken every year, including a mandatory electrocardiogram, blood exams, and, among others, a mandatory ophthalmological exam. B. Aerobic exercises. Referees must work on aerobic exercises. You don't have to jog if you don't want to. Brisk walking, Working on a stationary bike or swimming at least 4 times a week will be great to give you a good physical condition and a bright mind with reduced or no stress. Remember that a good physical condition is of paramount importance for a clean, alert mind and a fast, agile body. After all, don't forget that it is you who will tell the world who won. Concentration is the key to good, accurate scoring and refereeing. It is the name of the game and not easy to accomplish. Ring officials might get distracted by the action itself, by the performance of the referees and judges, by commissioners, incidents among the spectators, by the intense lighting, by photographers, by cheers, applause, or booing, by the environment, the heat, cold, sound, and even odors that carry their minds away from the action.
Where the bow corners in the foreground, see the photographers looking, and he landed on the top ring with his parachute hung up on
The mind is the center of concentration, and it can be easily distracted. Judging and refereeing in boxing needs concentration, or no judging can be performed. Thus, it needs intensive training. No ring official can be confident of a first-class performance, and no justice can be done without absolute concentration. That means eyes, mind, and heart on nothing else but the actions of both boxers for accurate mental computing. The mind needs to be centered only on what one sees and nothing else. Train yourself to be sure to dominate the ability of concentration. The WBC recommends that all judges and referees attend special psychological concentration programs. It is a must. A ring official must always be busy preparing himself to absolutely dominate the areas of responsibility. Study the basic guidelines and criteria continuously. Study the boxing rules and learn them by heart. Follow them in every fight that you see, either live or on TV or video. Do not hesitate to always compare the actions with your guidelines. The more contests that you watch and can study your colleagues' actions, the better that you will become. Watch yourself as a referee as many times as possible. You are your best critic, but do not watch only what you like. Watch and watch again to find the things you did that can be improved. As a judge, stick to the criteria. Score and keep scoring. This is the way and no other way to be a good ring official and make others proud of your performance. This day is not yours, it is boxing's. You have been appointed to score or to referee a boxing match, trusting that you will represent justice and authority. Try to have a good light supper and a restful night's sleep the evening before the fight. Take an easy resting day and always review the basic guidelines and criteria. Do not be indifferent to it. Review the boxing match rules. Carry your plastic reminder. Read it. Do not have meals 5 hours prior to the bout. You want your mind and your stomach light. Do not take a drop of alcohol the day of the fight. If you follow these rules, you will be at your best, and you, as well as boxing, will have a great day. Judges shall sit on higher chairs at the center of the apron and must demand that the promoters keep the seat area clear enough for good visibility. Once we have reviewed the prior subjects, we must now define the basic function of a judge. It is to have 100% concentration in the observance of all actions by each and both boxers in a round, considering the scoring of the basic objective and subjective guidelines to score a round, based on instantaneous and continuous mental computing of actions during the entire 3 minutes of each round. Boxing has had several scoring systems. 1. The old 5-point system, with a maximum of 5 points per round for a boxer, used around the 1940s. 2. The 0-point system of the 60s in California, when rounds were won by 1 to 0 points, and many scored even 0-0. 3. The old scoring by rounds in New York, without any consideration to advantages on overwhelming differences in rounds or knockdowns. 4. The half-point system still used in Great Britain, with only the referee scoring. 5. The old 20-point must system of amateurs. 6. The present adding machine of amateur boxing, counting only the number of punches scored by the fighters. 7. The 10-point must system implemented by the WBC in 1968. The 10-point must system means that at least one boxer must receive a score of 10 points in each round, and the loser as low as 6 points. It was implemented to bring some flexibility to overcome the shyness of many judges who used to score many even rounds. The 10-point must system was implemented to absolutely reduce, if not eliminate, even rounds. However, many judges still score 10-9 in slight and overwhelming advantages. The instantaneous and continuous mental computing count for scoring a round is when a judge carries in his mind instantaneously the precise or accurate score of the round in strict accordance to the actions. A judge must invariably use his ability of concentration to block any other matter from his mind, to put it to work precisely at the sound of the bell to start a round, without one single fraction of a second lost, all the way to the sound of the bell to end the round. This mental computing is like setting up a numbering machine to work for 3 minutes to score the count at the end of the 3 minutes. There should be 5 levels of instantaneous mental computing count. The judge will set his mind at the sound of the bell to a 10-10, even or no advantage count. Even round. He will have his mind absolutely immersed, without any distraction, to compute even scoring, when he sees no difference in the action of the boxers precisely at the end of the 3 minutes. This is a 10-10 round. A slight advantage, when his mental computing has one of the boxers slightly ahead of the other. As we do not want many even rounds, a slight advantage should be a 10-9 round. A clear advantage, when his computing of the actions leads him to have one of the boxers clearly ahead. This is also a 10-9 round. Overwhelming advantage, when his mental count sees one of the boxers give a beating and hurting his rival, taking him from post to post even when the only thing missing was a knockdown. This is a 10-8 round. Don't be shy. Score it 10-8. Or do you believe that a slight advantage and an overwhelming advantage, scored both 10-9, is fair? There will be 3 fields of evaluation. The first and most important is effective aggressiveness, which will count for 75% of the evaluation. 2. If no difference is found in effective aggressiveness, the second field of evaluation will be ring generalship, which will count for about 15% of the evaluation. 3. If no difference is found in favor of one of the boxers in the prior 2 evaluations, the round will be decided on pure aggressiveness. Effective aggressiveness is the main and key element for favoring a boxer in the scoring of a round. Effective aggressiveness is connecting legal punches with power, number, and accuracy to the legal points of the body or face. Aggressiveness is throwing punches, whether walking forward, backwards, or sideways. Effective is scoring in number, powerfully, accurately, and cleanly. Offense alone without accurate, powerful, and clean scoring should not be favored over the boxer who, by boxing technically, is avoiding the aggressor and scoring cleanly. One can win a round by walking backwards, sideways, or being against the ropes if he throws and lands more punches with accuracy, cleanliness, and power than his rival. Effective aggressiveness is scoring punches and nothing else. Ring generalship is the second most important ingredient to favor a boxer in the scoring of a round. To excel in the ring by moving aggressively or defensively, to maneuver the opponent so that he cannot use his own skill, whether against the ropes, in the corners, or in the center of the ring. The imposition of the style could be the aggressor not allowing his rival to perform, or a boxer not allowing a puncher to punch, making him miss and stumble. So his style dominated the round. Pure aggressiveness. However, if the judge could not find an advantage for any of the 2 boxers based on effective aggressiveness or ring generalship, then the round shall be given to the boxer who went constantly after the other, to the boxer who went always forward, trying to win the round against the other who mostly tried to get away and not be competitive with throwing punches in a round. Pure aggressiveness should win the round, as there was nothing else to evaluate. This is a drawing of the legal and foul zones, extremely important for scoring. A 10-10 score shall be given when a judge's mental computation at the end of the round is not clear enough to give a highly questionable round to a certain boxer, just because he has been instructed against scoring even rounds. It would be highly unfair and a betrayal to justice and to the boxers to score a round in favor of a boxer just because it has to be that way, even if you, the judge, saw no difference. A 10-9 score shall be given in rounds where there is a slight advantage in actions.
Seen in the ring in a while. Wonder if he designed them himself. Those trunks are as short as the things you wore in the '68 Olympics, George. Short all, baby.
What I don't like is Oscar having a hard time warming up prior to the fight. Even his trainer was hitting him in the side and in the back trying to make life.
A 10-9 score shall be given also when there is a clear advantage. A 10-8 score shall be given when there is an overwhelming difference by one of the boxers, even without a knockdown. A real beating by one of the boxers over the other shall be always a 10-8 round.
Galloway is right there. It's Leonard Hearns all over if Halpern stops this fight.
A 10-8 score shall be given when there is a knockdown and the rest of the round is somehow even, or if there is a slight advantage for either boxer. A knockdown punch is the supreme action, which rarely occurs. It is like a home run, a goal, a touchdown. A 10-9 score shall be given to the standing boxer when a boxer is knocked down but clearly and unquestionably wins the rest of the round before and after his knockdown. A 10-10 score shall be given when a knocked-down boxer gets up and then knocks down his rival, with the rest of the round somehow even. A 10-9 score shall be given when both boxers are knocked down, but one of them wins clearly and without a question the rest of the round, or if one knocks the other boxer down again in the same round. A 10-7 score shall be given on 2 knockdowns of the same boxer. No round should be scored lower than 10-6, regardless of the number of knockdowns when bouts are not stopped by the referee.
David Reed, after it looked like this thing was over. Plays down for the third time in this round.
A point deduction on a foul shall be made only by the instructions of the referee. The judge must score the round as per his own count, and then note in the separate box of the scorecard the total points deducted by the referee. No round shall be scored 9-9, as the 10-point must system must have at least one 10. The score of 9-9 is an even round, and an even round in the 10-point system is 10-10. 2 points deducted from a boxer and 1 from the other boxer would result in a 9-8, which is a 1-point difference. A 1-point difference is 10-9 in the 10-point must system. The scorecard of the judge is final and should be left for the fight commissioner to add up if there are points deducted for fouls. Make sure that your scorecard is accurate and reflects your decision on each round before handing the card to the referee or the beautiful ladies announcing the rounds. And watch out, do not lose your concentration. We have seen in this program many kinds of boxing situations and the recommended scorings. There are countless other subjective evaluations which are left to the judge's discretion. However, the WBC enforces basic fundamentals according to the consensus of the great majority of the world's top judges. Judges must thoroughly evaluate the quality of punches. Solid punches with the knuckle part of the fist.
Little dip and bang! Right on the jaw. And that's all she wrote. It took a minute and 10 seconds.
Solid blows like crosses. Hooks. Uppercuts. Stiff jabs. Bolo punch. And others.